Everybody get to stand up. Come on, stand up, wiggle around. We got to get to moving. Yeah, moving and a grooving. Everybody dance. Come on, move in place. Let's go. Go. Everybody hands up. 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 Exercise class. Let's go. You can do it. Go. 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 Come on. Let's move. 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 Come on. Get the energy up in the room. Everybody say yes. Yes. Ready? Say yes. Yes. One more time. Big and loud. Yes. There we go. All right, you guys can sit down and relax. All right, nicely done. All right, one more time for Monty. Come on, let's give it to him. Give him some love. That was so awesome. Isn't that a great story? See? But see, he grasped the principle. It's not about just treatment. It's about restoration of good health. So we're having a heart program tonight, yes? Yes? But my clicker's not working. My technology's not working. Come on, you can go. Come on. Maybe not. Let's try it again. All righty. Let's see if that works.
Oh, your mic lit up.
Uh-huh. All right, Miss Amanda, I need you. It's what? Okay. What's the deal? Fix it. Come on, fix it. Is it working now? All right. So we are doing, sorry. Okay, we're doing a heart program. All right. We just said that, right? But why are we doing a heart program? You want to know why? Guys, because it's my, it's my anniversary. Wish me happy anniversary. Okay? It's not my wedding anniversary. It's my anniversary of something amazing. This was my T-bone accident that occurred approximately a year ago today. It was on the 11th or 12th. I can't remember which. Was it the 11th? That's when I got smashed in and ended up in the ICU. Okay? My story's not as cool as Monty's, but it's a pretty good story. Okay? I got T-boned. They took me to the ICU. I broke 10 ribs. It's 5 ribs twice, front and back. Collapsed a lung. My heart was so damaged, I tore both rotator cuffs completely. And I'm sitting in the ICU. They put a chest tube in my body. And I still remember when this is my x-ray. I had the cardiologist walk in, the cardiothoracic surgeon. Now, guys, he didn't even look me in the face. Okay, here's what he did. He walked into the room and he said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a heart ablation, burn your heart nerves. We're going to give you on beta blockers, antiarrhythmics, cholesterol medication. You'll be doing that for the rest of your life. And he turned around and started to walk out of the room.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Now, I want you to remember something, okay? Typically, I'm pretty cocky, yes? I act like I know everything, big shot. I was not in a state of big shot, okay? I was actually pretty afraid. I was very fearful. And the doctor, he scared the crap out of me. And I said, hold on, dude, turn around. I said, pump the brakes here. We need a little bit of time. I know this body, and this body knows how to heal. And he told me there's no way your body's going to heal without these procedures. And he walked out. Okay? And I said, you know what? I don't believe you. I don't trust you. And I think, now Monty was in the ICU, in the hospital for quite a long while. I was in the hospital for 3 days. I think it's because I pissed everybody off. Okay? Literally, I still remember they wouldn't let me out of bed. It made me crazy. All right? And they said, you can't get out of bed. And they finally sent in the physical therapist, and they brought in a wheelchair, a walker, and this strap thing. And I said, what's that crap for? They said, we can't have you falling. I said, I'm not going to fall. They said, can I get out of bed? And they said, yes. And I jumped out of bed. And they goes, wait, hold the brakes. And they said, you need the walker, the wheelchair? I said, no. And they put the strap on me, and we did 1 lap around the ICU. And I said, how many laps can I do? As many as you want. And we walked around about 6 times, and they said, okay, that's enough. They cut off the little band that said fall risk, took away the strap, and I proceeded to talk to every single person in the ICU ward about chiropractic. And I think that's when they finally said, I think you're going to get released now. Okay? So I left the hospital in 3 days, and guys, I wasn't good. Okay, I was in a very bad state. I was on OxyContin. I was taking all kinds of crazy drugs, which, by the way, are a blessing when you're in that state. And I met with another heart guy, all right? And he said the same thing the first guy told me. And I said, no, that's not true. I said, my heart's going to be fine. And he said, let's agree to do a heart monitor for 30 days. And I said, that's fine. And because of the act, so I went back 30 days later, and he looked me in the face and said, there's no way this could have happened. He said, your heart should not be working the way it's working right now. And I said, you know why? Because I live by a principle, and the principle of health and wellness restoration. The same principle I'm trying desperately to pour in each and every one of you. Let me ask you a question, okay? Would you be surprised to hear that I didn't anticipate that would happen to me, being T-boned in a car accident going through an intersection? Would that surprise anybody to know that I didn't know that was going to happen? Anybody? It was a complete surprise to me. But because I prepared ahead of time, I survived. Do you understand? You see, every doctor that came in and talked to me said, you should be dead, you need a shoulder replacement, you'll never be able to move your shoulders again. These are my shoulders, by the way, they're not replacements. They told me my ribs would never heal. They told me everything which was contradictory to my knowledge and belief system. So the truth of the matter is, I survived because I live by the principle that I'm teaching each and every one of you. So honor that truth in you. Are you with me? Yeah. You guys have the power to be strong, to be healthy, to battle whatever it is. So today's heart program is not about people with heart problems. This is about people who need a healthy heart in case they get T-boned in a car wreck. In case they happen to be involved in something significant in their life, in case they get under too much stress, in case COVID hits, in case all the things that are going to hit us in our lives. The purpose of tonight is not about heart. Today is about making sure your heart's powerful and strong enough so when these kind of things will get you, they'll come, you're not going to succumb. Whether it's diabetes, cancer, heart disease, it doesn't matter. Why do you come to the program? Because I'm putting it on, that's why. That's why you come to the program. Not because you have an interest in cardiothoracic problems. Not because I'm worried about my heart. You're here because you need to be healthy. So tonight, I want to stress to you some things. You're going to learn and you're going to apply, because it's not about here, it's not about here, it's about here. And I want to make sure you take this knowledge and give it to others. Don't hold it in here. Get it out into the community, into your churches, into your families. Make sure these people, make sure everybody understands what you're going to learn tonight. So, your incredible heart. Listen, you're going to hear it. The incredible heart. Listen closely. Maybe not. Here it comes. The heart. There it is. Everybody feel it. Feel that heart? Now this is cool. Keep it going, Amanda. Okay, your heart's about the size of your fist. It pumps about 2,000 gallons of blood per day, 115,000 beats a day, and then guess what? We don't take good care of it. It starts becoming problematic. Number one cause of disease-related death is heart disease. Kind of an important topic, yeah? So the future of heart disease doesn't look bright. 2 out of 5 people in this room will have some type of cardiac incident in their lifetime. 2 out of 5. Look around. Somebody in this room is going to have had or will have that incident. Let me rephrase that. Not in this room. Out there. But that's why we bring them in. All right? So let's talk about the history of heart disease. Let's go back to an era back when I was born, back in 1960. All right? So let's talk about 1960. Prior to 1960, heart disease almost didn't even exist. Did you guys know that? It was extremely rare that people would have heart problems. So the question you got to ask yourself is, what changed? All right? So what changed? And what changed was a study. Okay? It was the introduction of trans fats, which we'll talk about, but science of the day noted that people with high saturated fat levels tended to have higher incidence of heart disease. Okay? That was the original study. Who remembers, I remember my granddad, when this came out, everybody started being afraid of saturated fats, right? Got to do unsaturated fats. Stay away from saturated fats. It's going to kill you. Saturated fats plugs your arteries, right? You heard all those stories, all the lies, okay? And here's how they made their point. Here's how it worked. Here's how they determined saturated fats caused heart disease. By the way, that saturated fat was brought to you by the sugar industry. They're the ones that paid off the scientists that provided that. The sugar industry literally paid off scientists that created this study that's been perpetuated in our country, and it's turned into a disastrous nightmare. So here's what happens. 50 years ago, sugar industry quietly paid scientists to point the blame at fat. Sugar was given a pass on causing heart disease. Whoops. Further, the proof of that the countries consume more vegetables had lower cholesterol levels. So if you consume a lot of vegetables, we have lower cholesterol and lower fat. Okay? That kind of makes sense, yes? So what did they do? They said, let's make vegetable oil. Now let me explain something. Vegetable oil is not a vegetable. Do we understand that? Vegetable oil is not a vegetable. Vegetables protect against heart disease, not vegetable oil. Are you with me on that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so here's what they did. They took, let's make vegetable oil, all right, and we can make money. The problem is they took vegetable oil is extremely unstable. So what do you have to do? You have to do an amazing process. It's called hydrogenation. Okay? They're unstable. We fix it with a process called hydrogenation. They take the molecule of vegetable oil and they change its configuration so it turns from vegetable oil into an industrial lubricant. And we put it on our salad, we cook with it, we make all these things. Canola oil is the biggest culprit of all. All right? Are you following me on this? But that's what they told us we should do. Vegetable oils, canola oil, that's going to protect us from heart disease. And the problem got worse. So that we're not going to change. We're making a lot of money in vegetable oil. We're not going to change the concept. So we're going to keep pitching canola oil and vegetable oils. You with me? So was it diet that created it? Yeah, there's a lot of changes, but yeah, of course. Was it stress? Do you think stress contributes to heart disease? Yes or yes?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just checking. All right, what about toxic environment? Is our world pretty toxic today?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff will contribute to this. All of these are true, but the big elephant in the room, guys, is cholesterol. Cholesterol. Okay, so I got some questions for you. All right? Now, here's the question. Does cholesterol cause heart disease?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
I heard some no's. Any yeses in the room? Franca says no.
No.
Do you guys believe Franca? You're just
because
listening
you
to
see, I
her?
have high cholesterol and I can still walk 4 hours around the lake fast.
I love this
And
girl.
I'm 77.
Isn't she awesome?
And
I love this
thanks to
girl.
Dr. Ray. Yes, because I'm
All right, next question. Next question. If cholesterol, now listen to this. If cholesterol levels are elevated, should you work to lower your cholesterol? Yes or no?
Depends on which one.
Ooh, I love that thought. We're coming back to that concept in a second. Okay, so should you work to lower your cholesterol? The answer is yes. All right, you should. Next question. Is there such a thing as good cholesterol and bad cholesterol?
Absolutely.
The answer is absolutely not. There's no such thing as good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. I'll take that I'll take it to the nth degree because it's a lie that they created in a boardroom. They created it in a boardroom. Okay? Watch. I'll come back to that question. Let's talk about that because it really irritates the crap out of me, this good cholesterol, bad cholesterol garbage. Here's how it happened. Okay? They created a drug that was a blood pressure drug that failed clinical trials called Lipitor. And it had an amazing side effect. You know what the side effect was? It lowered cholesterol. Now, is there such a thing as a good fat and a bad fat? I'm going to say yes to that. But there's no such thing as good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. But you can't make money on good fat and bad fat. So how about if we have a board meeting and change the vernacular from good fat and bad fat to good cholesterol and bad cholesterol? I'll bet you we could sell this drug. What do you think? Number one selling drug in the country are statin cholesterol lowering drugs. And they don't do anything but harm you. They only cause death. That's it. But congratulations, they're making lots of money on vegetable oil and a lot of money on cholesterol lowering drugs. And they do nothing to impact heart disease. You ready? Oh, I forgot to answer that question. I think I have one more question. Does diet have an impact on your cholesterol? Yes or no?
Yes.
No, it cannot. You ready? Where is cholesterol manufactured inside your body?
Liver.
The liver. The liver makes it. So the brain sends electricity to the liver and tells the liver to make cholesterol at a certain level based upon what it deems appropriate. Now, if you eat a bunch of cholesterol, what do you think is going to happen to the manufacturing plant? It's going to turn it down because you have enough, right? What if you don't eat enough? Well, it's going to crank it up to keep it at a base level. It's putting it at the level the brain wants. Do you understand? Why cholesterol goes up? It's because it needs to. It needs to. Make sense? So the body's saying, I need cholesterol, so it's going to crank it up. So, where I'm at. So why do cholesterol levels increase? I already said that. Body demand. It needs it. By the way, what is cholesterol for? What is it used for? Well, number one, in the context of heart disease, it's actually an antioxidant. It protects the heart. But cholesterol is also, you ready for this? It's also the skeleton for progesterone, testosterone, estrogen, all of your adrenaline hormones, aldosterone. It's a skeleton for vitamin D, which protects you against cancer. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And yet, the medical community has decided we need to lower cholesterol. Now, when I went to school, guess what normal cholesterol levels were? 500. That was considered normal. Then the advent of the cholesterol drug came out, and that number magically changed overnight to 350. So they got a whole bunch of customers now, right? Then they said, you know what we could do? We could con these people from 350. I bet you we can get it down lower. Let's say 300. Let's try that number. And a bunch of people bought in, and they got a lot more customers. And everybody's happy. Everybody's making money. And then they said, let's try 150. Remember that? And guess what happened? People started dying. Oops, we can't kill our customers. Let's go back up to 300. And that's how they made the magic number. Isn't that great? So now, watch though. The brain says we want whatever number it is, say 500, and you get it down to 300 with a cholesterol drug. Now you have a deficit. So the body says, we got to ration this cholesterol stuff because we don't have enough. What are you going to cut down? What are you going to cut?
Hormones.
There you go. Hormones. Now, men, congratulations. You don't have to take erectile dysfunction drugs for the rest of your life because that is what testosterone's made out of. And guess what? Everybody's happy because now we're selling even more stuff. You see how happy the drug companies are stoked? We are killing it, man. This is the best thing we've ever come up with. Women, congratulations. You have estrogen imbalances. Now we have estrogen-based cancers. They're making more money because now we're treating cancer. See how fun this gets? This is the story of cholesterol. And guess what? If vitamin D levels drop, it's been shown when you get the normal levels of vitamin D, your cancer risk plummets. I don't know. Cholesterol sounds kind of important to me. Not to mention, just a little sidebar, your brain is made of 60% cholesterol and 40% saturated fat. So what they teach us, saturated fat, so it's on this side of my brain, sorry, causes heart disease, so we got to stop saturated fat. And cholesterol causes heart disease, so we got to do that. That's going to take away the other half. And then we end up with what? Alzheimer's, dementia. I'll quote you, stupid people. And there's no question. There's no question. IQs in this country have plummeted as a consequence of that. Well, little kids don't take cholesterol drugs. The heck they don't. Do they drink water from the water supply?
Yep.
If you take a cholesterol drug, you pee it in the toilet, it recycles itself back into the cycle, and guess what you're doing? You're taking cholesterol drugs even if you've never had one pass your lips. Isn't this fun? Cholesterol annoys the crap out of me, in case you guys haven't noticed. Yes, ma'am.
You said earlier that cholesterol can be too high.
It can.
What is it considered? Why is it?
Why? Now, my question was, if you have high cholesterol levels, should you lower it? And the answer was yes. Now, here's why. Now, think about this. Now, I mentioned this in some of my public PSAs when we talk to you guys when you're sitting warming up. And I asked the question. I said, can we all agree that there's a lot of crime in Los Angeles County? Yes or no? Yes. Right? Who shows up when there's a lot of crime? Police. Right? Therefore, by deductive reasoning, police must cause crime. Right? Well, that's not true. Come on. But that's what they did with cholesterol. If you have heart disease starting, remember, cholesterol is an antioxidant. The brain says, Mr. Liver, we're having some heart struggles here. Let's pump up cholesterol levels and let's send it to the heart to protect it. And then they sold us, the sugar industry sold us on cholesterol-lowering drugs. And so what? We lower cholesterol, increasing your risk of heart disease. Is that insane? I got some more stats for you later. Okay? So how is cholesterol made? You ready? This is for Mary. Okay? We're going to walk through each of these steps. I'm kidding, not really. But this is what I want to show you. Okay? Statin drugs, cholesterol drugs, inhibit an enzyme right here. And there's your statin right there. That's a statin is a cholesterol drug in case you haven't figured that out yet. It's hard, all this languaging stuff. Okay? But here's the challenge. It inhibits the production of mevalonic acid. Now, why do we care? Seriously, who cares about all this garbage, Dr. Ray? Well, your heart cares, and I guarantee your liver cares. Because the way it does it, the way it blocks this production of cholesterol, it kills your liver. I don't know, I like my liver. He's kind of an important guy. He detoxifies my body and does a lot of enzymes, helps me digest. Oh, I forgot about the other use of cholesterol. It helps to digest fats. And our nervous system is made of what? Fats. I don't know. I think you have to have an important, your nervous system's kind of important, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what they call a fatty liver?
That's what well, it's part of it. That's another conversation. When we talk about detox workshop, I'll teach you that
Is
too.
that the cholesterol now?
No. Okay, so let's talk about this whole process. So here it is. This is the energy machine right here, which generates 36 gallons of gasoline. I'm tons of energy. I have a bunch of energy. I'm rocking and rolling because you take fats, carbs, and proteins and process it into energy. Right here is CoQ10, the second to the last step in the energy production machine. HMG, statin drugs, blocks this production. That becomes cholesterol, and it becomes CoQ10. If you don't have CoQ10, what's going to happen? Energy problems. You're freaking exhausted. When you take cholesterol drugs, you feel like crap. And you're exhausted all the time. The doctor says, well, maybe you should exercise a little more. Maybe you should eat a better diet. You know, it's like, well, how about you get off the cholesterol drugs? That might help, don't you think? Because it really sadly, it creates a process up here called glycolysis, which is the mini engine, and a ton of poison in your body from it, which drives me nuts. So, no fuel, the heart fuel is compromised, and you have a cardiac incident. Ta-da! All from lowering cholesterol by damaging your liver. This process damages the liver and damages the heart. Isn't that fun? Cholesterol's fun, isn't it? Okay, so the dangers of cholesterol medication: neuropathy, joint pain, ligament rupture, muscle wasting, limited protection on cancer. Remember vitamin D we talked about, right? Depression, dementia, right? Depression right here. Oh, we have a depression problem. We need more drugs. We need more SSRI antidepressants. Don't you think that would help the world? How about if we just stop poisoning our bodies with cholesterol? Stops CoQ10 production, okay? Now, here it is. Ready? Cholesterol drugs increase heart attacks. Are you with me? It causes heart attacks. Okay, here it is. Researchers followed 114 patients with heart problems and began taking cholesterol-lowering drugs. They found for every point Every 1 point that they lower cholesterol, it decreases your serum cholesterol. There's a 36% increase of a heart attack. And yet they hand it out like candy, don't they? All right. Number three is heart failure. Heart's a muscle, right? Why? Simple. What the heck is rhabdomyolysis? It's a drug-induced disease. Okay, let's break her down. Ready? Rhabdo means bundles, myo means muscle, lysis means to destroy. So we take heart bundles, muscle, we tear it apart and destroy it. What's the name of the drug that does that? Cholesterol. Now this is what's crazy, okay? Do you guys remember when they first came out with the drug? And I tried to find the commercial, but it's been taken down on the internet, so I can't find it. But they ran the drug commercial for statin, for Lipitor. And at the very bottom, it said at the bottom, there's been no study linking high cholesterol to heart disease. It said it right there on the TV set. And all of a sudden it disappeared. I wonder why. Because the science changed? No. All right, problem number 4, brain tissue. I already said it. Your brain's made of 60% cholesterol. So you decrease serotonin, depression, and dementia, CoQ10, okay, the building block for the brain and nervous system, and your brain's 40% saturated fat. Why would we change any of the way we make money based upon science? That's not going to change the drug industry. Why would we change it? We're making good profit. Where am I? Go. Here we go. Now, here's a very important fact. If you've ever taken a statin drug, a cholesterol drug in your whole life, you have to take CoQ10 forever. Forever. You hear what I just said? Do not walk out of here without a bottle of CoQ10 if you have ever taken a cholesterol drug in your life, because your liver's permanently damaged and will never manufacture enough. Please. Oh, yes.
I gotta ask, I mean, you're doing the hard thing, so I've been on, it's lisinopril now for the last 15 years, and before that it was...
Lisinopril is a blood pressure medication, in case you want to know.
Yes, and before that I was on, for about 5 years, another one, and they pulled me off of that, and they put me on lisinopril. Does it have other side effects?
The lisinopril? Oh, yeah. We're talking about blood pressure in a second. Hold the phone. I'll come back to it. All right? All right. Make sense? So should I lower my cholesterol? The answer we said was an emphatic yes. Okay? Now, the secondary question, should I do it by using drugs?
No.
The answer is no. Why? Reducing a biomarker doesn't fix the problem. Remember the story about the cops? Right? If I reduce the cop presence in Los Angeles County, is that going to make crime get better? No, we need more cops. But the point is, why would your cholesterol be elevated? Because it needs it to protect the heart, or maybe it's to make hormones, or maybe it's to increase energy from adrenaline, or maybe it's vitamin D. Trust the body. It knows what it's doing. Okay, cholesterol is an antioxidant to protect the heart. This is why cholesterol increases your risk of cardiac death. If you lower cholesterol, you don't have enough of it, that's why you die. Are you with me on that? Does that make sense? Hopefully I made my point on that. It's logical. Okay? All right. It's never been conclusively shown that lowering cholesterol saves lives. In fact, several large studies have shown that lowering cholesterol into the range currently recommended using drugs is correlated with increased incidence of death, especially of cancer, because of the vitamin D story. Reason for LDL cholesterol and why reason for high LDLs. Now, LDLs are considered the bad fats, okay? But again, I'm going to make my point on this. While elevated LDLs leads to cardiovascular disease, okay? You ready for the true story of cholesterol? Here's the true story. Here's how it goes. You eat some Cheetos, okay? Loaded up with fat and trans fats or whatever, but it's got fat in it. That's the point of the Cheetos, all right? Now, the fat gets absorbed in the body and gets loaded onto a bus called a chylomicron. It's a guy that loads up triglycerides and drives to the liver. That's it. Okay? He offloads the bus, and all these triglycerides jump inside the liver. All right? And so here it's all ready to go. There he is. He jumps inside the liver. Okay? Now once inside the liver, you've got the fat globules, right, that go sit on the bus station. Oh, then we got cholesterol. Remember, cholesterol is manufactured in the liver. So you have the liver manufacturing plant plus the triglycerides, and they go sit on a bench. Okay? And it looks like a bus station. Why? Because there's a bus going to pick them up. Okay? Now, here it is. You ready? There's our HDL transport bus. Now I want you to... Ooh. Got it? Okay, so he's fired up and ready to go. Now notice his suspension. He's got a lift kit on there. Why? Because he's got to put a lot of junk in there. So you're going to. So there's an HDL right there. Very little triglyceride, very little cholesterol. It's empty. The bus is empty. The truck is empty. All right? Now what happens? You eat the Cheetos or eat some type of fat. It goes into the bloodstream. It loads the fat globules and the cholesterol into the transport truck. It turns from an HDL into an, oh, there we go, not yet. Okay, LDL. See it? So now the weight of this made the transport truck lower. It's now called an LDL. A loaded bus or truck is called an LDL. An empty truck is called an HDL with a good suspension. Yes?
Oh.
Following so far? Okay, what happens now, we got to transport this guy someplace where the brain tells it to go so it can get some energy because it's going to use all this. So this is your LDL right there. So look how much cholesterol you got in there. Ooh, a lot of that. Because why? The body said, load it up, man. We need it over there to do something. Okay? Triglycerides all loaded up in there. So the transport truck jumps into the bloodstream and drives over and offloads its cargo. Yes? Then what happens? It turns back into an HDL because there's no more weight in the truck. Are you with me? All right, I'm going to back up a second. I'll go to this guy. This guy is important, ApoB. All right, I want to point that out. The most important part of why you get heart disease, ApoB. All right, so here he's driving back through. Now he's in HDL. He drives back towards the liver to pick up another load, and he gets a phone call. Okay, and guess what he heard? He has to turn around because he got a thing. All right, she didn't exercise. She ate the Cheetos, and she sat on her fanny, and then she ate some more Cheetos, and then she started watching a movie. We're screwed. Go back and pick up the cholesterol. Go back and pick up the triglycerides and load them up and bring them back to the liver. So it goes back to the liver. There's your fatty liver. You with me? Okay? So all this fat goes back to the liver, except there's a problem. All these things are starting to build up. So now we double down. So now it's over. Look at the suspension now. Now we're low suspension. Really low. And he starts driving through the bloodstream. Okay? Everybody take your hands, go like this. 3 fingers. Okay, I want nails. Put your forearm up like this. And I want you to scratch the crap out of your forearm like this. Go, do it. Do it. Do it. Do what I told you. I'm the boss of you for 1 minute. Go. Okay? Good, you're all done. Now, let's continue the story. All right, here it goes. Our transport truck starts working through the bloodstream. Where'd he go? Oh, there we start building up fat, right? Back and forth, back and forth. Now we're building up all this globs in the bloodstream. So, here we go. Oh, he's upside down. Okay? Oh, I know why. Because the LDL and this guy called ApoB. Notice it looks like a little tail. You know what it's called? It's called a fibrinogen molecule. Fiber, gristle. Okay? That's what this does. Now watch what it does. Okay? Watch what it does. Hello? Oh, here you go. All right, so we got all this globule built up. Now you got an overloaded LDL transport truck with a bunch of junk in the back. You ever seen these trucks before? Now watch. As it's going through the bloodstream, it's scratching the blood vessel with the ApoB. It's scratching the blood vessel, literally scratching it. Now look at your arm. What you should see is what? Red. Why? That's an inflammatory response. If you scratch the crap out of your blood vessels, what do you think it's going to cause? Inflammation. Okay? So here it is. Okay? Inflammation. When the damage anything, the body starts with inflammatory process. For what purpose? To heal it. Right? When you scratch it, it's going to have to start to heal. Now the problem is when the damage occurs in the lining of the arteries, chemicals are released to initiate the inflammatory process. So it goes from this beautiful, chubby, there's the hole, into that little narrow hole. Not so much blood can go through. Can you see what's happening now? So then arteries constrict, bloodstream become prone to clotting, white blood cells are called to the area to gobble up the debris. Now all that scratching, what's that going to do to the fat globs and the cholesterol? Start stirring it up, isn't it? Do you see what's happening? Ultimately, scars form inside the arteries called plaque, and you end up with a blood vessel that looks like that. You go to the doctor and he goes, "Oh my gosh, you need some stents to open up your heart. Right? You need some bypasses. Go around those little blocked areas." Why did it happen? Because in 1960, they decided vegetables were the same as vegetable oil. Trans fats don't hurt you. Cholesterol causes heart disease. And we're sitting where we're sitting today, and it's never going to change if we keep thinking the same way we've been thinking for years. So what's the answer? Yes?
Isn't inflammation good in some ways?
Inflammation is great. I got a boo-boo on my leg. I usually wear shorts. I'd show you. I bang the crap out of my leg. I got a big old red ring around it. That's a good thing. We had that discussion at the last seminar. But what happens? We get all this wonderful stuff going. You got a battle and a war, and you got the white blood cells and the red blood cells and the macrophages, and they're shooting guns in this big war. And guess what? We win. Yay! And guess what happens? We have the Tomero comes in and cleans up all the debris with the dump truck, cleans up all the garbage. Then the Resveratrol comes, these are different supplements, that come in and plant flowers in the area, and the world looks like a brand new area, just like your skin would look. The problem is not inflammation, it's systemic inflammation. When the body thinks you're the infection and your immune system starts to attack you. That's the problem. It's not inflammation, it's systemic inflammation. Okay? So, what's going to fix this? The 5 optionals, right? They're called optionals, right? Isn't that what that is? Aren't they optional? Don't you guys do this optionally? Exercise, getting adjusted. You see what's happening? We reduce it 57%, 36%, 19%, all these different numbers, and before you know it, you reduce it over 100%. Yes, but now you're protecting yourself. Okay? So what's the best kind of exercise? Go.
Any.
I love this girl. Okay? Any exercise is good exercise, but the one you'll do, the one you love, is the one you should do. The only thing I will encourage, I'll come back to you, the only thing I'm going to encourage is that you work it into a HIIT training, an on-off principle. Because if you get too much intensity, you're going to end up with cortisol levels going up, and you're going to create sugar from protein. Okay? So it's an on-off, whether you're running on a treadmill fast and going slow, going on a fast walk and then a slow, or whether you're doing dumbbell curls like crazy and then throwing them down and waiting for a few minutes and doing them again. Whatever it is, but on-off, on-off. Yes, ma'am?
Could you talk about minerals and especially magnesium for the heart?
You know what? Every time I have run blood chemistries now for years, I would say 98% have magnesium deficiency. Why? Because magnesium is important for every single metabolic process inside the body. If you're not taking magnesium, you're a fool. Because magnesium is critical. And it's part of the energy machine. I'm exhausted all the time. Oh, you might try magnesium. I have vertigo. You might try magnesium. My heart's racing. You might try magnesium. You see? So magnesium is just one of those things. That's why it's part of the essentials, part of the women's and men's essentials. It's in that pack. Okay? Mindset. Right? Stress leading to high blood pressure, leading to heart disease. Right? We have to change the meaning of stress. Okay? And Monty said it best. Right? He said, I could let this injury he had define him, or he could let it inspire him. Right? How do you want it to? You want your injury? You want to be known as that person who, well, you know, I just have the heart disease, and my mom had heart disease, my sister had heart disease. That's my sister. My sister died from myotonic dystrophy. She had a genetic defect. It's a version of MS that killed her. But did that kill her? Maybe it was the pizza she ate every single day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Maybe it was the fact that she sat on her fanny, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Maybe it's the fact she didn't come in and get adjusted like she was supposed to. Maybe it's because of all these the fact she fell probably 3,000 times because she was so weak. I have the same genetic pool as her. What's different? the essentials, and I apply them. And if you apply them, the same thing will work for you. Okay? Minimizing toxic exposure. Guys, we live in a toxic world. Okay? Smoking causes inflammation, swelling of the blood vessel, and creates 4,000 toxins. I love that. Oh, so good. Right? Cigarette smoke's dangerous. Okay? Your bisphenols found in plastics, it's an estrogen disruptor. If you're a guy drinking bottled water, I congratulate you. You're creating your own erectile dysfunction. Okay? It plugs into receptor sites for the prostate, and you wonder why the prostate swells like crazy. I know. Let's do some prostate drugs. Right? That's the answer. Right? And then your PFOAs, it's Teflon found in Gore-Tex. By the way, it's a non-inflammatory. It's a flammable, anti-flammable. What's that called? It's inflammable. It stops fires. Okay.
Teflon keeps things from sticking.
But it keeps all. But the problem is, it actually damages. They're in all the kids' toys and all that stuff. All right, so we got to make sure we're avoiding that. Increase of hypertension, high cholesterol, and diabetes. Okay, so core chiropractic, the chiropractic piece. The nervous system controls every organ inside the body. So here's the heart piece. Ready? Now we know that we're not treating heart disease when we do an adjustment. What we're doing is restoring the body back to its God-given potential. Yes, sir.
Just got a question. You said that bottled water is bad for you. Tap water is bad for you. You get water.
Okay. The machine we have over here has double reverse osmosis from RainSoft. That's one example. That's a brand you can use. I have a whole house double reverse osmosis in my house, and I got.
About though, I mean, like you're out, like you gotta stop at a convenience store for water. What do you do?
I'd rather drink water than a soda pop. So I'd probably get a bottle of water. Go ahead.
Kangen water.
Now, yep, exactly. There's another example. There's a lot of different options, okay? So let's talk about the chiropractic piece. So adjusting C1, we talked about this in some of my videos. This is touch right here. Touch right here on the side of your neck. Go. That bone, that nerve, that bone right there controls 24 different organs.
Wow.
Including lowering blood pressure by 17 points. Okay? So what have we done? You see what all these percentages coming down? Remember I said, look at my red arm, by the way. See, that's inflammation in your blood vessels. Okay? What else we got? Chiropractic improves lung function. You're going to breathe better, more oxygen circulation is going to protect the heart. It improves automatic functions. It's going to help your immune system work better. Your heart's going to work better. Your lungs are going to work better. Your digestion's going to improve because it connects the body. Increases heart rate variability. Question?
So people that have surgery where they get the tubes and stuff in their ears,
Mm-hmm.
is that already
What,
damaged?
what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what should you do? How come these tubes they put in kids' ears? There's all kinds of research that you take them to a dang chiropractor, he does corrective work, it clears those tubes and the body heals. The body knows how to be healthy, just remove the interference. Everything we teach. Get it back to normal. Heart rate variability. Is increased heart rate variability a good thing? Yes. It sounds like it'd be a bad thing because your heart's varying all this stuff. That sounds scary, but it's not. Because if I'm sitting in traffic, okay, and that guy, you're looking in the rearview mirror and he comes up on you really fast and he slams on his brakes and you're going, what happens? Your heart's pumping like crazy, right? The heart rate went up because of a stressful situation. And then he's gone and it goes back down. Up and down is good, and the quicker you go up and down, the better. Why do they use beta blockers? Beta blockers is all it does is takes this drug, plugs it into the receptor site for adrenaline so your heart can't race. If it doesn't race, it's not going to die, is their theory. But how about if we just make it healthy and let your heart go up and down like it's supposed to by getting adjusted? Okay? Also lowers inflammation. Getting the body connected. The brain and body is very important. Brain impulses. Okay, ready? This was done at the University of Colorado. Dr. Seth Sharpless showed the weight of a dime stops a nerve function by 60%. You guys all know this number. Okay? Imagine living your life at 40%. Okay? So the bottom line is we have about 10 guests here tonight. 10. So you guys need to get checked. You need to get your nerve system checked, get an x-ray, and let's determine the chiropractic piece of the 5 essential puzzle. Make sure you are getting checked. What's that?
Have the whole list.
Exactly. That's why you're here getting it corrected, Miss Rookie Girl. All right. Make sense? So, if you're a guest here today, make your appointment. You with me? Yes or yes? All right. Now, if you are already here as a patient, it's time to help your friends and family. You've got to start referring these people so they can understand. Have you learned a couple of things tonight? I hope you have.
Yes. Woo.
So, but that's the point of these seminars, to keep growing your mindset. It's about empowerment. You see, the typical medical community teaches what? Fear. Be afraid. Take my drugs. You take these, remember they tell me in the hospital, you do these things or you're going to die. Right? And I'm laying in a very disempowered state, and I still took him on. You guys can do it too. You can do it. You can do it. You can get off all this garbage. You can get yourself healthy. It can be done. All you got to do is choose. Action steps. Here we are, almost to the end. So watch out. Here we go. Ready? Begin integrating advanced eating with increased healthy fats. Advanced eating. It's simple. Meat and vegetables. Okay? What kind of meat? Organic meat. And by the way, if you eat organic meat, should you eat the fat? Yes, because that's good saturated fat for brain, right? My granddad used to eat the fat off the steaks all the time, but that was in a day when he grew his own cows. I knew what he was feeding them cows, which was grass, right? So organic meats, that includes the free-range chickens and eggs, and cold water fish with the little caveat for the poison in the ocean, right? And then your vegetables, all your vegetables minus sweet corn and white potatoes. Okay, none of those buggers, because that's loaded with sugar.
May I say something?
Please.
Because I do eat fish, and because of the mercury, I researched it. And there is something that you can take so the mercury goes down when you eat that fish. It's cilantro.
Cilantro, did you hear what you
Gets
said?
rid
I
of
know
the
that.
mercury.
So that cilantro binds up the mercury from the fish. So it makes you do your fish with cilantro.
Yeah.
Thank you, Franca. Okay, so pick up your heart supplements. Now, if you took the seminar and you're going, you know what, that was so informative, doctor, I love you so much, I don't think I need any of those, make sure you get your lifetime supplements. So get those, either pick up your heart protocol, or you can get both if you want to. In fact, I would encourage it, because you guys know what happened, right? Supply chains are jacked up and all that stuff. They cranked up my prices. We've been absorbing the prices forever, and we just did an analysis, and I got to raise your prices on your supplements. I'm so sorry. But I can't help it. It's just how it's done. Okay? Integrate your favorite exercise program or get the Max T3, which is the HIIT training. Okay? Remember that on 7/1, thanks to inflation and limited supplies, prices of supplements are going on. They're on sale today at the old prices.
Oh, wow.
Buy everything tonight. Okay? Just get everything you need for the next 10 years or something, okay? But just save the money. It bugs me that I got to raise the prices. Go ahead.
What's the difference between the Max Omega-3 and Omega-3E?
SE? Okay. The difference is that's in your lifetime supplement. That's the balance between the omega-6s and the omega-3s. Okay? That's your lifetime supplement. But for cardiac health, omega-3s are your answer. Okay? And that's the omega-3 supplement we talked about. Okay? Out. Connect, make sure you guys are friending us on Facebook, or it's not friending, but liking or whatever. Save us, make sure you watch our YouTube channel. Watch the videos we make, guys. There's a ton of stuff and material. We have the resources out there for you. You just have to consume them, and they're freaking free. Use them, okay? So quick reminder to all, the supplements you're recommending today. Here we go. Everyone should walk out with a bottle of the Max Omega-3s. That's the one supplement for tonight. Okay? If you have a known heart problem or heart disease, get the cardiac bundle. If you have high blood pressure, get the blood pressure bundle from high blood pressure. Take all the recommended supplements until the bottles are empty. Okay? And do not buy more. Okay? That's called a protocol. You take your supplements on a protocol until the bottles are empty, and then you move back into your lifetime supplements. Then you do the next seminar and do it again. Or you do a blood, like Monty spoke of, the urine testing or the saliva testing or whatever it is, so we can determine whatever your hormones or sugar problems or whatever's going on, so we can repair all that stuff as well. Okay? So make sure you take them until you're empty, unless Dr. David or myself makes a recommendation to stay on it. Okay? And for people that do have high blood pressure, and again, we don't know everything there is to know about stuff. So sometimes you got to stay on that BP support. Sometimes you got to stay on it a lifetime. It's just how it works, because they're just things we don't know or haven't learned yet. but it's getting better every time. Yes, ma'am, please.
I guess my question is, if you're on prescription medication,
Mm-hmm.
you add this, when do you know that it's time to take the other ones away?
I would guess from testing. Okay, so you can do it with your doctor, you can do it here, it makes no difference to me. And I would coordinate with your doctor and just let him know I have a different strategy for my life and it's not pharmaceutically driven. I want you to monitor this as we're going through this process where I'm working my way off these medications. Work with him. He's a good guy. If he says, you have to stay on those drugs forever, find a new doctor. There's plenty of them. Okay, and you'll find one that'll work with you and try to work you towards good health, I hope. Just like the Indians used to chew on slippery elm. The elm stuff, slippery elm. It has something in it called salicylates, which is aspirin. So what do we do as white people? We take it out of the plant, suck it in, put it into a pill and burn holes in our stomach and tell people low-dose aspirin is good for heart disease, which is a crock. And if you want to get the proof on that one, go to the website for the American Heart Association, look on their website, and they tell you it doesn't work, and they're still prescribing it today. Makes me nuts. Protocol supplements. If you're currently on, now here's a question people ask me all the time. If I'm on a protocol, can I do this one too? The answer is no. Okay, but you get the supplements tonight on sale. You save them until you finish your first protocol, or whatever protocol you're on, and then do the cardiac one, then go back to your lifetime supplements. It's always, we're always resetting back to the lifetime supplements, always. And the goal is to get you on lifetime supplements forever and nothing else. You come to this program, so that was a great bit of information. Doesn't apply to me at all. Where's my lifetime supplements? That's the goal. Okay? If you learned something today, great. Share it. Please, I beg you, share this information with other people. Don't let them succumb to the disempowering actions they take out in that world. Scare tactics and things, please. Let them know that they're strong. Pick up your lifetime. If you don't need these, pick up your Lifetime Focus 4 at the discounted rate we talked about. And remember, always at seminar, everything is on sale, not just the protocol supplements. You got me? So if you need to get a set of orthotics, a pillow, anything you need, pick it up on sale. Always get your stuff at seminar. Right, Gia? I just saw you. I'm done talking. Yes? Can you believe it? It's over. I did good.